Let's go. Let's fucking go. Lob percent complete. Lob percent complete. Holy shit. How did we do this before Sonics? Melee is dead.
Hey, welcome to Fourside Fights featuring Wills, Afghans, Salt, and Flambo. All right, citizens of Fourside, I'm Jackzilla, and I know, number one, I am down to go to a Melee major hosted in a high school gymnasium as long as the Melee itself is great. Number two, earlier today, I decided that Ken is actually the GOAT by the measure of not even Mango shit talks him. Number three, I love the instant replay idea that we saw at Collision, but we got to put it over the player cams and not put it over the active gameplay. And number four, Giant Melee has nothing on Rishi's Jungle Jan. Let's go to each side. Are you with the DK crew or the Giant gang? Wills.
DK crew for sure. Monkeys all the time.
Salt. Oh, you're muted with the banana.
I said Donkey Kong because I love gorillas. That's why.
That's right. Afghans?
DK crew, we wouldn't be here without him.
Okay, and Flambo.
DK crew. That's a sweep.
Oh, yeah, that is a sweep. Okay, Rishi's Jungle Jam wins as usual. What else is to be expected? Welcome to Fourside Fights. We've got four outstanding guests today who are going to act as pundits as I throw topic after topic at them. They'll give their takes. If they're entertaining or interesting, I'll give them points. If they're boring, repetitive, or patently unreasonable, I'll subtract. And of course, I can mute any contestant at any time for any reason. The player with the most points at the end is our winner. They get to commentate the three losers as they take it to Fourside in a free-for-all so we can see exactly how their punditry translates to Melee. Let's get started with our first topic. J-Mook wins again. Why list the wins? You got Every Fox, you got Crike, you got Axe, you got Moki, you got IBDW and Zane. Foursiders, I long ago predicted that after his first win, J-Mook would begin an Armada-esque streak. On episode 10, I asked our panelists how many they thought he'd win after he won Genesis. And literally every single one of them said that he'd get whooped by Slug at Collision. But that didn't happen. It seems like Hungrybox and Slug are dodging him. Panelists, as is tradition, for made-up points, please delegitimize J-Mook's Mickey Mouse win. Let's start with Flambo.
Oh, man. I mean... Shit, dude. I'm like, I don't know, bro. You dodged Hungrybox, but you said Hungrybox dodged him. I'm just thinking that, like... I don't know, maybe he smelled bad, bro. Maybe Hungrybox is like, I'm not trying to play him because that dude smell like ass. I don't know.
You think Hungrybox is so it's not a real win because Hungrybox thinks J-Mook smells bad. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Wills, what do you think?
It's not an Armada streak until you get pissed and switch to Fox. It's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Until you break up with your first, until the Sheik is done and the Fox comes out, it's not really like Armada. Yeah. Afghans, what do you think?
You got to check his controller. You just got to check it. Something's going
controller?
on there.
Okay.
J-Mooks, yeah. There's something going on there.
He did do the pivot nair yesterday that he posted, and I've actually never seen anything look like that. I'm pretty sure it was faked.
Check the controller.
Salt, can you delegitimize this J-Mook win for us?
Sheik is a baby mode character for babies. Super easy to play. I'm not surprised he's winning.
Yeah, that it's as simple as that. Everybody's been saying, "Oh, Sheik is easy, Sheik is easy." All the Sheik mains say, "But we never win." No, you just weren't good enough. That's it. That seems to be the truth here. All right, let's go on to our second topic. J-Mook has won his first tournament from losers, right? He actually beat Zane to this milestone. Zane lost on every single one of his counter picks. And that's not to say those games weren't close. They were heartbreakingly close, but this is still consistently happening to him. On the other end, Moki is pushing us to drop the narrative that he has composure problems. He got top 3 at Genesis. And after losing to Zuppy at Collision, he defeated Triff and Hungrybox before falling decisively to J-Mook as he did at Genesis. So what's the truth here for Zane and Moki? Are they chokers or are they clutch? Afghans, what do you think?
I don't think it's an issue with the players. I think it's an issue with the stages. And if we really want to see players do better, we need to open up the map, bring back poke floats, and have a real conversation about Melee again.
Speak on that.
What do you mean? The stages we have right now do not benefit Fox and Marth enough, and we need stages that do that more so that they can start winning because they're losing because of stages.
Yeah. And the old maps, I mean, that is kind of true. A lot of the old maps did benefit Fox quite a bit, right? Super low ceilings oftentimes meant that Fox could get, an up air on you at like 40 and you were donezo on some of those stages.
That's
Flambo,
exactly what I was getting at. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not laundering your argument and making it better for you because you don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. You knew what you were going for. Flambo,
damn
what's
right.
up?
I think that everyone's dog. To be honest, I think they're losing on their counter picks because they're trying to do the thing where it's like they know they're going to lose on that stage, but they're trying to get better. So they're like taking the L, trying to gain information and download so they can improve overall. But in reality, they're never going to win. They're just going to lose every single time. That's it.
So you think the counter pick advantage isn't really that strong, and it's like if you're losing to this guy, it doesn't really matter what stage you're being taken to. Like you're already
themselves.
losing.
They just don't know how to counter pick. That's what it is.
So the other end of the spectrum is like Mango, who's just like slamming Yoshis over and over for 10 years. Is that where you think is Mango right the whole time?
Has Mango ever been wrong?
I'll points to whoever wants to submit a time when Mango is wrong. I'm open bounty. Salt, what do you think?
Silence? Yeah, silence.
What do I think about Zane and Moki, or did they kind of?
Yeah, are they chokers or are they clutch or neither?
I mean, in the past, yeah. I think even now, still, Zane is a choker and just dumb for going to the same stage for. Like, he just lost on the same stage every single time. He kept doing it. He's dumb for that. Moki, I don't really know. I don't think he has composure issues. I think he's fine.
Yeah. I also think I don't know. I think it's okay to have. I don't think it's so bad to have composure issues even occasionally. I don't know what issues means here. It's like, oh, you got nervous once? I don't know. Wills, what do you think?
I think
are the armchair psychologists right?
I mean, Zane's a choker for sure, but the reason people think Moki's a choker is because he tweets like a choker. If you watch him play, you wouldn't think that, but you see his tweets and you think he sucks.
What do you mean by tweets like a choker?
He complains about all of these comebacks. He complains about all of these like close neutral interactions. Really, it's like, if all I saw you do was win, I wouldn't be questioning this, but you go online after the loss and I have to hear about that and not the win. I've seen a lot more Moki tweets than I've seen Moki sets.
Yeah, people are much more specific in their tweets about losing than they are about. Do you think people should be more specific when they win and be like, I won because my nairs were absolutely crazy and I was able to read them 3 times on the third stock of the game? Do you think we should go there?
I want you putting out like a 60-minute video on Twitter telling me what part of your game plan beat your opponent's ass last week. Tell me where you caught them lacking.
I feel like that's too honest. I just want people to talk more shit. I don't want you to explain to me how I lost. Just call me bad and move on, dude. I don't know.
The biggest issue is Moki's going to tweet about this now, Wills, and you're going to have to be prepared for that.
I think Moki will blast me on Twitter after this, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
I think
all
nice.
attention is good attention. Yeah. Salt, I think one of my favorite pop-offs of the month was you screaming at HBox, and then I'd go over to HBox's stream, and HBox was like, yeah, it was a pretty good game. Very good. What's the balance here? When you win, should you just completely shit on the other person, or should you like get into the weeds, counter the narrative?
It's just how I was feeling at the time. I thought so. Someone came into my chat and was like, "Oh, he just thinks he's just gonna beat you. You're free." So it's in the back of my head the whole time. So when I beat him, that's why I started yelling and screaming like a maniac. And I said, what did I say? I said, "Fuck you" 6 times, and I called him a pussy 6 times.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's the rule of 6s. Yeah, it's like a Greek Orthodox wedding. You have to repeat the ritual for it to count. We've all been to Greek Orthodox weddings, right?
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at
Problem.
Yeah. Okay. That one's gonna go over.
Very Greek.
Listen,
very
they do it. They do the same thing like 3 times, and you have to be standing up there the whole time. It's a nightmare if you don't have a very good attention span. Let's move on to our next topic. Another major piece of this discussion this week was the unsustainable pace and financial investment required to be a TO for modern Melee, right? Several collision TOs took to Twitter. They were talking about how negativity on social media paired with poor rewards for TOing can all stack up. I prompted the head TO Full Bloom Horde. He wrote a post that I really liked about how his teams have avoided burnout in part over the years by avoiding scope creep, right? They just don't make their events do more than they think that they're capable of, and they have really large teams to kind of share work. How can the scene create environments where more TOs feel like their efforts are worthwhile? Anybody can start. Let's kind of have a voluntary system here.
I think if TOs got together more and probably threw some more pizza parties to feel like less burnout would happen. That way they could feel better. I know like in a lot of corporations, they throw pizza parties to like feel better when their workers are like stressed. So I think like the same thing could apply here. And I think it'd be really beneficial.
Yeah. Ping pong tables too for HQ.
That's not in the budget.
Okay.
Ping pong tables are expensive, actually.
Yeah, they're pricey.
Expensive.
How much
All
are
right,
they?
so
They're like $200.
Yeah.
Or am I tripping?
I think it depends on if you're getting a corporate ping pong table or like a ping pong table for your house. I don't
They're
know
all
if
the
they sell
same.
them
It's not like a corporate regulation ping pong table.
I'm betting that they have like they sell them in bulk and it's like a different model.
Okay.
All right. So do we all agree with Afghans? Is pizza party the way out?
No.
Hell
No, I
no.
don't. No.
Fuck
No,
that,
too
dude.
many people can't eat gluten. Ollie's not thinking ahead.
Flambo, what do
They
you think?
make pizzas that aren't gluten, Wills. I don't know if you know
And they
this.
taste like shit.
That's not the pizza's fault.
That's true.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Pizza parties have helped nobody. I feel like every adult, once they hit like over the age of 23, just can't consume dairy anymore, whether you're lactose or not. I think the solution lies in doing less shit at majors and doing more shit that doesn't cost money. Have Jenga stations at a major. People will pull up for some fucking Jenga, bro. Have literally anything to do that's not Smash. People will pull up and pay money.
Wait. So you're saying? So I got two messages from you there. The first was like, we got to do less, right?
Yes.
Great. I'm with you. That makes sense to me. But the second message was, and at the same time that you're doing less, we need Jenga stations, and we need to have them have a separate event fee so that we can raise more money for the TOs, and Jenga will set us free.
We got to bring more people through the door. Jenga can set us free. Literally anything else, bro. Ring toss. Get all your white friends and bring the cornhole setups. I'm just saying that, like, if you get enough people into the door to pay the venue fee, invest less in like the fancy streams and thousands of dollars to commentators. Just like get real simple shit. Have people playing Trouble in the middle of the venue, and everyone will pull up.
Okay, I kind of like it. So this is the idea: is like expand what a Melee event is, and Melee can just be part of it, but it's a party first and foremost.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think?
I think we just need a rich celebrity to come in and just hand us a bunch of money, aka Doja Cat. You know?
Oh, okay.
We get her. We get her to come in and start playing Falcon or something. And then she's participating in tournaments, and she adds like a $2 million pop bonus or something.
All right, pitch me the plan. How do we convince Doja Cat to come to a tournament, and then maybe go on Fourside Fights?
See, that's
Also,
the
why
problem.
Doja Cat?
Unironically, I tried to get her attention by remember Slippy Tracker? Do you remember that account when it was posted at Doja Cat? Also at I was low key, unironically trying to get her attention.
You thought she was looking at the Slippy leaderboards and like was gonna notice that somebody had a Smurf.
In my head, I thought it could work. I really did.
Okay.
But
I think
all
it's
right, Wills. We've got three plans. We've got pizza party, we've got Jenga, and we've got Doja Cat. Do you have a plan, Wills?
My plan is guilt. Okay, you know how like when you buy a coffee, they'll like let you pick your tip amount, like it auto prompts you.
It's like you should be tipping.
That like my friend told me once they had that, they got so much more money in tips. Like it doubled, like triple. Just when you sign in and get your badge, just be like, how much would you like to tip? And it's like they'll at least hit that 15% because they know they're not a bitch.
I want to explore this idea. This is real. But the difference is that at the coffee store, like you're looking that person in the eye and they're like, give me your money. With TOing, a lot of times that transaction, most of it happens online before the event, right? So like,
Yeah.
how do we shift it to people? Do we have to make it so that people have to show up with cash at the door?
Maybe.
You put
I
down
like
like a
the
deposit
idea.
online, and then
Yeah,
you pay the rest of it in person.
Yeah, we can
and
do
then we
it.
ask for
We
tip.
can do a split payment, or you can honestly just like experiment like first by adding the buttons to start GG. That's like a crazy thing to overhaul, but like the first step would be like just put it where the payment is. Like
Yeah.
of course. And
Do you
then
think that
like
this would like be better than Smash GG Mobile, for example, or Start GG?
I think it's more feasible than Start GG Mobile.
RGG Mobile is never happening, right?
I'm just like I want things that exist.
I'm gonna agree with. I like that idea. I think before any pools matches start, and you bring the two together, you turn the iPad around, and you can go ahead and leave a tip before you start your match.
And you could tip that particular pool captain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At that point, should the pool captain just like have a ukulele and a tip jar? Like, why? I feel like you could go even further.
I think they should all get a party favor at least. Like one of them's wearing goggles. Like you might not know their names, but you know what they're wearing.
Okay.
Like I got Supreme Hoodie TOing my pool.
I feel
So-
like you gotta like get money from people when they're sitting down for top 8 on Sunday. That's how you do it. You got someone at the door before they come in and sit down. You say, "Would you like to tip your TO for the experience?"
I mean, I'm thinking like if we have to shrink our venues, but we still have all the same talent, right? It's not like Mango and Leffen and Salt can't sell out a huge stadium anymore. They still can. We just can't afford the stadium, right? We can't get the upfront cost. So if we're shrinking our venue, but the demand is pretty similar, then just have a guy at the door that charges you to go in, and that's where we charge the tips.
Pay for
Right.
seating.
Pay for seating.
Yeah,
You can come into
There
the
you go.
venue,
You
but
can
you
choose
can't
front
come
row,
into the door.
or you could be in the back. Your decision.
yeah. How much
All
for
right.
the
What
nosebleeds?
about, so there's the other end of this topic that none of you have touched on, which is TOs feeling like they are consistently being like harassed on Twitter, and they hate loading up their phones on tournament weekend and just seeing a bunch of garbage about how they're doing a bad job. Fair or not, the critiques that they get while they're actively running a tournament tend to be a pretty annoying part of the experience of working 16-hour days or whatever. So is there anything that we can do to address that part of the environment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can do.
Yeah, I think.
All right,
really
Salt, it's
can't do
doomed. Why is
anything.
it doomed?
It's Twitter. People are gonna just talk their shit on Twitter and just say dumb stuff. I don't know. You can't really do anything about it. Just don't look at your phone. Whenever I'm at a tournament, I don't look at Twitter at all. I don't look at Twitter, Discord, Snapchat, message. I don't look at anything.
So I hear you, but TOs have told me this is where they find out if like a setup is broken. This is where they find out legitimate complaints too, right? So should the only TOs be that are allowed to look for that stuff be like people that have muted everybody else?
No, I mean, I guess if there's a complaint with a setup, you could just go tell the TO yourself in person instead of going to Twitter and making them look bad or making them feel bad on a public forum. Stupid people, I call them.
Anybody else? Oh,
should-
I
you
sometimes
should-
call them stupid people too.
You should have a person for that. It's kind of like how Pokemon talked about how like she has like people that like block all of the mean replies. It's like you should just have one person dedicated to using the social media for you. It's like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have Jade or Contra looking at Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have Joe Schmo over there getting his buck looking at it.
Or pay somebody, who's a social media manager who can be remote,
Is that you?
No, I was thinking Shannon from BTS.
Yeah, but then that
Shannon
takes
goes
away from the TO's cash then.
That's true, but it's a job that needs to be done. So it's like, what? How do you square that? Square? Afghans, what do you think?
As the wise Tyler the Creator once said, how does cyberbullying exist? Just close your eyes. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need to look at it. Just close your eyes.
bad.
Don't even think about it, and then it won't bother you. You know.
All right, Wills, what's the problem with what Afghans is saying?
We've already explained why we use Twitter. We can't just like take it out of the equation. Twitter is like
we
too
could.
prevalent. We can
Second solution: make an app that is just strictly for these issues, and
You wanna
have
make-
that be the new future of what Melee is.
You'd rather make a whole app than just
Yeah, you
get
can make it for
one
like
human.
$10 nowadays. Just steal an API, take one from another one that you like, and you just use that.
Well,
I
then
do
you can
like
make-
copyright theft. That is based.
At that point, at that point, Afghans can make the API though. It sounds so easy. See,
What? Because I'm brown, I just know how to
every-
do computer stuff.
we're the-
I'm kidding.
Oh man, he said, "Ooh."
I just think that it's like you have no reason to not use Twitter in that way, like as a whole thing. You can't just cut it out.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm on the
Close
fence.
your eyes, you
I
should
think
look at it.
I think it's
I think
interesting. I think you got on the one end of the spectrum, just turn your phone off. That's what I would usually advise TOs to do. But on the other spectrum, it's like, well, maybe we should complain less. So I think it kind of goes both ways, and it's a little bit on all of us to tell people that are being annoying to shut the fuck up, and then tell our friends who are TOs, hey, I can look at the phone for a little bit on the weekend if you need help. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Pretty much all the topics on this show come from Twitter. I am unable to look away from Twitter nowadays. I was doing really good over the pandemic of not being on Twitter, and then I started this show, and it's like this is all there is. Lod was also on Twitter Monday asking, so is there gonna be an attendance requirement for top 100 this year, or are we just gonna arbitrarily ding me for inactivity, in quotes, again when I inevitably can't go to as many events as the people who literally get paid to travel and play this game? He followed up by saying that he should have been top 10 over Axe. Folks, I'm having a mild aneurysm. Do we want to reward attendance or not? Because last year the debate was we're not rewarding attendance enough. Now we got people saying we're rewarding attendance too much. And is this debate even applicable to this specific like Lod versus Axe 10 versus 11 ranking? Wills, can you start us off?
Okay, first, Law definitely got robbed. Law is so much better than Axe.
Yo?
You
All right, wait a
so much
second. Wait
better.
a second. What are you talking about? What's the evidence of that from last year?
You're just speaking bullshit.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying it.
If you look at just the events
it's
they
crazy.
both
It's-
attended, Axe
don't-
outplaced Lod half the time. Lod outplaced
Yes.
Axe half the time.
I still look. You can give them the 10 spot, but it's not like Lod wasn't claimed to that. Like you can't just be like Axe was 10.
What do you mean?
But-
Why not?
That's what we do.
Axe was 10.
I do think you ding someone for not attending though, because when people go to tournaments, they want to be the best, but they're also like in a way playing to be the public face. So the public needs to see you. I need to see you often. Like everyone knows Mango because he's there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Zane because he's there.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been an element in rankings of like there are a lot of people that could be top 100 if they went to more, or if they were more
That's
publicly
facts.
visible and whatnot. But how do we balance? Do we have the wrong balance? Is Lod? We've asked on the show many times. Is Lod smoking crack or is he cooking?
He's smoking crack.
So, tell me about it.
Half
Yeah.
cooking.
How are you gonna be top 10
Half
and head to like 2 tournaments? He went to like 2 or 3 tournaments, didn't he?
He went to 7.
He went to 7?
Or
Oh,
there were 7
Wait.
super big majors. Yeah.
No,
No,
seven?
it's just that
No,
Axe
'cause
went to
I-
15. Axe went to 15. And Lod and a lot of those ones Axe went to did not perform as well as Lod. So you're kind of looking at both of them from the perspective of their best like 10 tournaments or whatever.
I think the UFC does this thing where it's like a politics game when you're in like the top 20, and it's like, do I choose a fight that's like from somebody in the top 15, or do I just wait until I get a better fight, And it's like you at a certain point, it's like politics. Should you go to a tournament where you might not perform as well, but just go because you want to hit that attendance? But like you're flying from a far place, you're having to take off of work, you're not in the right headspace, just so you can be there when you won't play the best. I think if you are one of the best, no matter what, even if you don't attend, you don't have to show face, because whatever tournament you attend,
Lod is
knows
saying,
you're a threat.
this is exactly the opposite of Lod's complaint. Lod is saying,
Really?
I tried to do that and it didn't work. I still lost to the guy that showed up to 8 more tournaments than me and did kind of poorly at 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I guess it's not specifically Lod I'm talking about then. But I think like at a certain point, like if you can only attend 7, but you do really well at that 7, that should be more of a factor than how many tournaments you have gone to. I think overall placement matters more because you're choosing to go to those tournaments. You're choosing to put yourself out there to possibly lose to some of the other best,
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like, I
still think he's
feel
smoking
as
crack.
if, one, Axe plays a shittier character. Therefore, I give him the bump based off of that.
Wait.
alone.
If you were a panelist, you would
What?
weigh your voting based on the
I'm-
characters that they
I'm
picked?
saying, bro. Also,
You've been playing too much Ultimate. You've been playing way
every
too much
single
Ultimate.
fucking time, bro.
Your
They get
mind
a
has
buff
been
every
poisoned.
single time. No.
Brawlhalla.
He deserves it. I need that melanin in my top 10. Delicious. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay,
On top of that, like what is there to complain about? Get more bread so you can go to more tournaments. If your bread game's not correct and you can't,
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor. He
there's
has money. Then go to more and put out, bro. I don't know.
You're like
I would
Flambo
reward
offering
attendance.
what
I
people
would reward attendance over not attendant or not going to as much. Because I mean, if you're a competitor, the whole point is to compete. So why would you want to like, I don't know, easy mode and be like, oh well, I'll win here, or I'll do really well here, but I'm not gonna go to this tournament because I'm probably gonna do bad. The one that you're probably gonna do bad at is probably a harder tournament. Where if you do good, then of course you will get number 10 and not be 11. But if you're too scared to put yourself out there like that, then it's like you don't need to be complaining. He's also
I'll put one like caveat. I don't think Lod was scared to put himself out there. I think Lod front loaded his events into the part of the year that he was super like had a free schedule. And then his schedule got busy and he couldn't travel as much. And his feeling is I did sick top 8 performance in the first half of the year. And Axe was top 29, right? Axe got 29th in the same period that Lod got 8th. Second half of the year, Axe sprints to the finish and Lod is busier and can't go to as many events. Lod loses out on 11 or loses out on 10.
He should have bottom loaded. You know what I mean? Like, if you got,
I mean, that's kind of spitting.
There's a recency bias with Melee. Like, if you do
100%.
well in the second half, no one really remembers your first half. I mean, just look at Mango last year.
yeah.
If Lod had same results all second half of the year, this wouldn't be the conversation.
that's facts.
We wouldn't be talking
Salt,
about
do you
it.
agree with that? I'm
Also,
not sure.
I'll just say, also, I like Lod, but he's also a complainer too. He's always complaining about something. Complaining about losing to Mex Ganondorf on ranked and being popped off on. So much so that he's annoyed by it that he makes a Smurf. And if you look at my account on Slippy, I have like 20. I have all the characters. I've gone all the characters and I've lost. Let me tell you, you'll never see me complaining.
When I lost to Bowser for the first time on ranked, I nearly uninstalled. It was a really dark day. I hate Bowser. Yeah, Salt. You've definitely Lod is one of our favorites on this show because Lod always generates a topic. Definitely, by the way, for anybody that is new to Melee, read Lod's Guide to Improvement. It's actually crazy. Lod wrote that when Lod was like top like 80 or something and was like, here's how you become the best. And then has slowly just moved up the ranks over the years, exactly like how the guide talks about. It's kind of cool. All right, let's move on to our next topic. This is Shoot At versus HBox. What's more impressive? Hungrybox's major top 8 streak. He's been in every major top 8 since the Big House 4. Or Shoot At, who has never lost a full set to Sheik in the modern era. Which is more impressive?
Hungrybox free.
Hungrybox.
Simply based off the fact that nothing Shoot At can do can be impressive.
Speak on that.
Wait,
Speak on that. Tell me more.
Wait, how are you going to give points to Axe but not to Shoot At? Make it make sense.
What do you mean?
Those are both just bad characters. You said you give the nod, so where's Shoot At's nod here?
Shoot At's nod.
Where's Shoot At's nod?
Cannot get a
Shoot
nod.
At was wobbling. Shoot At was wobbling, dude.
So we're looking away. So okay.
It's not even that
So
we're looking away.
it's a
I
shit
just
character,
don't
but
need
once you
Shoot
start
At,
wobbling,
bro.
Oh yeah, it's just
wobbling.
I simply don't see it now.
Shoot At's just like, wow, I like see right through the chew, bro. I'm like, I don't know. Once you got like a certain level of opinions, anything you say, I'm just like, you're not a human being, bro. I'm on to the next. We keep it pushing.
So you think Shoot At is like an AI, like a robot that was sent here?
Trapped in the Matrix. Chat GPT.
You have second class. You have second class citizen Shoot At in the minority cast stream. This is fucked
Outside
up.
of all these arguments,
This is dirty. I don't know.
It starts somewhere.
All right, somebody. So Wills, you seem a little more sympathetic to Shoot At here. Give me the case for Shoot At, even if you're not super strong on it.
I mean, I feel like it can be Shoot At, but it is fun to say I haven't lost a set to full Sheik. It's like you watch the Ben set and you think about it. You're like, you watch them play Luigi and Mario, and you're like, this is the reason. Shootout just infuriates them, breaks them down. And you watch Ben's mid-tiers lose the shootout, and you're like, that's great. He has a streak of doing that to some people.
Yeah, at the top of this show, you all talked about how Sheik is nonsense, Sheik is bullshit, and here we have the guy that brings the pain to Sheik, and you're like, we got to give it to Hungrybox again.
I mean, J Mook would sweep. Come on now.
I think it's relevancy that matters.
Yeah,
I
J-Mook
don't-
would just win. J-Mook would just win.
It's that recency
mean,
bias again.
You sound so crazy talking about a guy who hasn't lost a full set to Sheik. You sound so crazy.
Yeah,
When's the last Sheik?
You just say it like
Sheik
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, what was the last good sheet? Come on.
Well, they all switch off. That's the thing. Like, Plup literally switched off Sheik to fight Shootout. Like, doesn't that tell you that Plup was scared?
Plup ain't J-Mook.
That's facts.
That's-
Plup good, but
Oh,
Plup ain't J
no.
Mook. That's facts.
Plup ain't J-Mook.
Mm-hmm.
James gonna
Afghans, what do you
fall.
think? You've been quiet.
I just don't see the relevancy in the shootout argument right now, because it's been like how many years has it been? Like, what have we seen so far? I think Hungrybox.
Like
I mean, he's still
15.
doing it, huh?
Like 15.
15 what?
Of the Sheik streak is like I think the Sheik streak is longer than 15 years.
Yeah, I know, but like, when's the what's the? I don't know. Is tourney like history right now? Like in the last like 3 years or something like that. So to me, it's like
Showed up.
relevancy.
It's
Of, like
okay. Yeah. I hear you though.
yeah, as a normal viewer, when you see Hungrybox, I think you can just completely agree that Hungrybox over Chudat, because Chudat has, not in an insulting way, just hasn't been as relevant right now in the space to really make the argument for himself right now.
Yeah, Hungrybox missed out on a top 8 to Kells once and said never again. And, and that's a slight against the entire this streak. To me, is like an insult to Chicago as a whole. Because that's how it started, and apparently it will never end until there's a tournament in Chicago. All right. Any other final thoughts on Shootout versus Hungrybox? It seems like you guys are all pretty much unanimous on this.
The Dawn.
All right, then that's that. Fuck Shootout. Panelists, as our show gains popularity, we are being offered more and more lucrative sponsorships. Okay, we got HelloFresh. We've got Metafy. But with these sponsorships come activations that could dilute our rebellious dark energy, right? So I ask, should we sell out for the cash, hijacking this MeleeItOnMe channel for ironic 2-hour War Thunder streams, or should we stay true to our roots? What should we do?
I mean, we're kind of broke. All right, I'm like, selling out don't sound like a bad idea. I mean, War Thunder, hey, yo, Metafy's been in the scene for a long time. What's wrong with Metafy? HelloFresh, I've gotten a couple HelloFresh boxes in my day. I eat off of that. I don't know, bro. It'd be one thing if it was like, you know, a different kind of sponsor, but with the two you saying, I'm
all right, let me read some of the talking points from the HelloFresh brief. HelloFresh's recipes are so delicious. Make mealtime easy
free?
with delicious. No, this is not. Well, hey, I'm not gonna.
Okay, yeah, no, go ahead.
Powering up with protein is easier than ever. See, when I say this, does it make you want to buy this, or does it make you hate me? Is my question here.
I will never hate anyone for getting the bag.
Yeah,
Really?
bro.
Ever?
I think
What the fuck?
Listen,
bro. I don't know, bro. No, I
There's
will.
limits. There are always limits. But for Fourside to make a name for themselves, there are some bags that are worth it, and there are some bags that are not. And I think I give you the credibility of choosing the right ones for you.
This is a Melee talk show. What kind of name are we making here? Wills, what do you got?
Why stop? Well, there should, in every single corner of our cameras, there should be a sponsor. That's my opinion.
I saw never was a big word there.
Yeah.
No.
I do think we should sell more Papa John's and more things like Papa John's because they give us money and we love them.
It's too late. Bro. They left us, dude.
If we're
They're
gonna
not
make
coming
the
back.
argument,
We got ghosted
I
by
thought-
Papa
Need a
John.
re-up? Get some Papa John's.
Is that not a thing anymore? Papa
Papa-
John's ain't a thing?
Papa John's.
No, why do you think
told me-
BTS went out of business?
God
Because
damn.
Dota? What? Dota.
I think
There's several things. Yeah.
Man, we're going broke.
if you want a celebrity to
we were
come
always
save you,
broke.
celebrities take sponsors all the time, and no one gives them any crap for the most part. And so if you want a celebrity to come save Melee, instead of our own homegrown grassroots talent, instead taking the same kind of sponsors. I think that's ridiculous. We can be the same people like Doja Cat taking those sponsors and just doing the spiel, because I think you have a great voice, Jack. So I'll say you have the great voice.
Let me push you a little bit on this. I hear you fluffing me up, and I will give you points for it later. Here's my problem. MeleeItOnMe is the channel we're using for this show. I didn't do shit to make this channel popular. I didn't do shit to make this channel have a bunch of people that are followers. This was the channel for Tafokins, Scar, right? When they were fundraising for Evo 20. This is sacred ground, right? This is where we fight against the machine. And so that's why I'm thinking that, like, if we did a 2-hour War Thunder stream, as funny as it would be, are you allowed to shill in church, right? So, what do you think? You've been pretty quiet.
What I would say is that it just depends on how much they're offering. Because I think what's most important is that you are being yourself. And if you take a HelloFresh thing and now you can't say fuck shit bitch, that's a problem. If you really want to say that.
All right, let me see how much they're offering. They do not say in this one. War Thunder. Now, War Thunder, they're offering some big bucks. It's a 2x.
I play War Thunder. I have War Thunder. I've played it. I like that game. I just
big bucks is a relative term.
War Thunder runs
like
well.
like I think War Thunder is like a rack or something, and then HelloFresh is per activation, so it's commission.
They're all
so is it that you play 2-hour War Thunder one time?
Yeah, so here's how it would go. We would do this show, and then at the end of it, after the show is over, me and Mikey would get on the sticks and play War Thunder for 2 hours to meet our thing.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's fine.
That's a lot.
Right. You guys are more pro it. You guys are more for it.
That's
I don't know if they
an
give
hour.
Look,
We've changed how we view sponsors these days, and we want everyone to be successful, taking money from these places that might not care about us, but at least we're getting money from them to do better things.
I've got a better idea though, better than all of these. Instead of doing that, we instead, somebody in the Twitch chat right now puts our Patreon link, and we just do it direct to consumer. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
I feel really uncomfortable with it, but I am glad that you guys are all in favor of it. That makes me feel more conflicted.
If you need me to do it for you, bro, I will. I'll smile as wide as humanly possible.
I'll play War Thunder for 2 hours.
We can play War Thunder after.
We'll do War Thunder. We'll replace this middle section with War Thunder, and that'll be all it lives in.
Yeah.
And then you four can play War Thunder at the same time.
You know what Smashers really like, and that has a lot of money? Casinos, okay?
All right. Let's move on to our next topic. Let's because the next topic is pretty much the same one as this one. All right. I took a picture with Andrew Yang in 2020. Hungrybox got a picture with Milo Yiannopoulos in 2018, and Afghans was begging for someone called Mizkith to give him some attention this week. Let's go to each side. Which act of whatever it takes to get clout, regardless of how bad this person is worse? Flambo, what do you think? Who takes the cake?
See, it's interesting because I feel like HBox always had the clout. So I'm like, are you really getting more clout? It's hard to say. Granted, in that scenario,
it was like game recognized game in that moment.
It's like game recognized game, but it's like different bubbles. You know what I mean? He was definitely
fascist bubble.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's clearly some intersection. We've seen it. It's unfortunate, but it is. So
yeah,
it's not the worst one.
I do want to say I don't know most of these people. Wills, what do you think?
Okay, the worst one's gotta be you, I think, because you're the most educated on the person you're taking a picture with, yet the stock in the person is crumbled so much. You took the biggest hit here. I
definitely got the picture when his stock was at its highest, and it was listen, I'm not saying I cursed him, but it's been bad takes for 3 years after that picture was taken.
Did you donate to him though?
I gave him $1 when he first announced.
Wow.
I gave him $60. I feel awful.
Well,
here's the thing: basic income would save Melee. That's what I'm saying. I'm not
totally
against it. Salt, what do you think?
So it's between HBox, Afghans, and you
and me. Yeah,
I'm gonna say Afghans because why are you out here begging people?
First off, this is the way that it was presented. That is slanderous. I will say that. Okay, I did not beg. It was an occurrence.
Okay, but you would beg.
Semantic argument.
But yeah, you would beg. Yeah,
I would beg. I've been doing this for 3 years. You think I've begged my whole way?
I mean, maybe. Like, if someone asks you
Yeah.
to bark, do you do it?
You
I mean,
said you would. You did like 5 minutes ago. You
You said
said
you
there's
chase a
never.
bag.
There's a
never.
difference. No. There's a difference between
Maybe
getting
there's
the
a difference.
bag and getting clout. Okay, I don't like to
Mhm.
beg for clout. I like to get it based on how well I've done as a human being and a content creator.
I hear you.
That's
I hear
respect
you.
to respect. Okay, getting the bag
Okay.
and just taking the money from the big corporations.
Okay.
Everyone's money's
I
the
don't
same.
know, bro. That sounds
Yeah.
pretty semantic. I feel like get the bag equals whatever makes money. What?
You're telling me that's
Clout
almost
makes
as bad-
money. Clout makes money.
Clout makes money.
you
Are
are
you
Clout
by
makes
proxy
influence.
They
That's
are
not
directly-
always.
they're
You can
directly
spend it on
related.
whatever you want. I spend it on bad takes in Lord of the Rings.
Clout does make money, but I didn't beg for the clout. It was out of a respect.
I hear
for
you.
who
I hear
am,
you.
Which is why I'm getting it. But it's
Okay.
different than taking a picture with Milo
Why?
Yiannopoulos. Come on.
Why this
Yeah,
guy
well,
though?
I do think
He's like in the
Afghans-
middle on the Andrew Yang Milo spectrum. He's like in the middle, right? Why this
He's
guy, dude?
Afghans has the underdog aura. His can't be that
Mm.
bad because it's like,
Mhm.
again, any content is good content. So it's like we
Mhm.
all knew who Mizkif was, like to some extent. This has already boosted him here.
Yeah.
He made the right move.
Right.
And
And I
Mizkif
love
is a
Melee. I just want to do things with Melee in the future, guys. The closer I get to that.
Wait a second. Now he's talking about melee, and I like that word.
No, I've always wanted to do something big with Melee. You don't think I want to get big and do a Melee tournament one day?
Yeah, a Melee tournament. We've already found out they generate no revenue. You don't got a different plan?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it for revenue. I'm doing it for the love of the game.
I guess.
We
So
got it. It's
stay
all about the
broke.
love of the game. It
We
is
stay
about the
broke.
love
I
of
will
the game.
no, because then if I get that sponsor I'm talking about, I can break even.
Yeah, the truth is I can't really grill Afghans all that hard because I don't know anything about streamer culture. I was told that this was an important topic to ask, and I do love giving people shit for interacting with Twitch creators at all, because to me they're all cretinous villains that are 5 seconds away from doing horrible shit. But
That's based.
I don't know them, so I can't really go beyond that generalization. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Collision Top 8 featured friend of the show Walt and friend of the show Chroma, as well as Homemade Waffles and Junebug in a quad cast.
Yes.
Following a quad cast top 8 at Genesis and at Bemi. I am surprised at how common this is becoming. Is this just a way to get more talent on top 8, or is it actually an improvement over top 8 duos? Or is every variation of commentary worse than Plup smoking a crack pipe in Oregon and muting the stream? Plup just restreams events, turns off the commentary, and says whatever the fuck he wants. Is that the best version of commentary we can ever get?
I like that.
Yes. It's unfiltered.
Should we have quad streams at events? Should we just cut the commentary from the main stream and just let Plup take over?
No.
All right, Flambo, you tell me. What did you think of the quadcast in general?
Well, all right. So I saw the quadcast on the schedule, and I was like, RJ, bro, what is this? And he was like, nah, bro, trust me, it's gonna be sick. And I was like, I mean, I like all the people on it, but this combination of energy, is this really what you want? And I think it went well enough, but he was already like, this is never happening again at Future Collision. So clearly he thought that wasn't the wave. I think it's whatever. I think you have to split top 8 into top 4 and top 8 because I don't know, 4.5 hours straight of just talking is not great for anybody.
Yeah.
Best way to do it is the way Eris restreams events for Tekken. You just give yourself a green backdrop, smoke a bunch of weed, and just talk about whatever the fuck you want. I think he got it.
Salt, what do you think?
I think they should hire me and Bobby to do the commentary for top 8s. You know, all we need is a bottle of Pink Whitney and just us two, and it'll be the best commentary.
You think you could do it for 5 hours straight? Flambo's saying that like you do quad commentary to give people a break for their voices. You think you got 4 hours easy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of agree. We used to do it all the time. What happened? Did
Nobody
commentators?
loves that shit.
No, but did we just go soft? That was when we were. Did we get too much money? And now everybody was like, I want to do top 4 to 1. I'm not gonna do. Wills, what do you think?
I think we'd do a lot better if we cut out commentary and just put like little cameras of people's cats in the corners. Just take out the players, just 2 cats on camera, maybe like a Yu Yu Hakusho gif and the gameplay, and we just move past it.
And that's how we.
You can.
So would you keep the quad? So let's. What would you keep the quad commentary or not? Because that's been like 3 events in a row.
I would not keep it for top 8, like not at all. But I do think it's something you can keep for quad stream. quad commentary on quad stream is probably optimal. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, and quad pundits for Fourside Fights.
Wait, are you
Fours
saying
great.
like a commentator for each game at the same time?
No. But if you have 4 people, you do have 8 sets of you have 8 eyes on 4 games. Like
Yeah,
you can talk about a lot.
And I could split my eyes. I can have them go 2 different directions. So I'm
think
always pumping in info.
you have to.
I feel like if you did that, then it would just get really confusing, because you have one person talking about one set, another person talking about another set, another person talking about another set. The list goes
Well, what
on.
ends up happening,
Or just
I don't know if
ignoring
you,
this set, 2 eyes,
Yeah.
4 eyes on this set.
have you
fine to ignore
watched
status, yeah.
quad? Yeah, have you watched quad stream commentary, Salt?
No, I haven't seen any of that.
Okay, so let me let you in. Here's what we do instead. We just don't talk about any of the games.
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
just sit there and stare at the camera.
No, we
It's
just
like a
talk about whatever we
podcast.
want.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's local commentary.
And then you say nice back air every like 30 seconds and you keep pushing, you know? Like, it's sick.
And
We
I used to get
progress,
paid to
though.
do that.
I will say,
Like-
I mean, I do like the quad commentary, like how they had it at Collision and Bemi, but
Yeah.
Emmy was lit.
I think
Bemi was
it
lit.
adds more of like a sports feel to it, because like if you watch like a football game or a soccer game, I think soccer is usually 2, sometimes 3 people. I know in the NBA they got like 4 people, don't they? I think so. It just
sometimes,
adds
yeah.
more of that type of feel.
Yeah,
Good.
Afghans, what do you think?
I have absolutely zero knowledge on this topic, and I think all of you have amazing ideas because you're all creative-minded individuals. And I think we should test each one of your ideas out. I think personally, because the only way we can find out.
Have you ever done Melee commentary or watched Melee streams with commentary?
I have, yeah.
What's your favorite kind of configuration of that product?
I like having a top player tell me what to think.
Okay, you need drug
Who's your
vibes.
favorite top player turned commentator? This could be for the whole room. Who's done it the best?
I like watching the clips of Hungrybox popping off for no reason. Those are really cool. Something cool happens and then he pops off for no reason. But I don't watch him.
Well, probably because something cool happened.
Joshman commentary, you can never go wrong with that. That's my personal opinion.
Winner of the show. Anybody else? Who's your favorite former top player turned commentator?
Brandon.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Brandon?
I mean,
Also great.
easy peasy.
Also great.
Yeah, that's
Smart.
fair.
Yeah, Brandon.
Joshman didn't
Smart
turn commentator. I forgot the question halfway
No,
through.
he did not. But you're fine. It's fine. Anytime you mention Josh, man, my heart, skips a little beat. Maybe he'll notice me. All these things. All right, let's move on to our next topic. As stacked as Collision was, there were some notable absences from the previous big tournament of the month, right? None of Salt, Billy, Flash, The Real Thing, Prometheus, or Malachi were in New Jersey last weekend. I want to run a hypothetical to merge the 2 big events of the last month. If Hungrybox managed to top player privilege his way into the Black Excellence Melee Invitational, how would he have done? And for bonus points, how would he have done at Magic City?
Ooh. Okay. So at Magic City, Hungrybox would have done fucking terribly. Fucking terribly. Let me tell you, bro. I don't know. I'm just like trying to imagine like Juan walking in and there's just like ass and titties everywhere, right? And it's like, I mean, he got the money. So like he could pay the $60 to go on stage and throw money at a stripper. But I don't know that he would have like the finesse. I feel like everyone would be looking at him kind of funny. I don't know. He'd have a good time though. He'd enjoy it. I don't know about anyone else, but he'd enjoy it.
You think he'd enjoy Magic
The
City?
ass
Would he
and the
do well
titties.
at Black Empowerment?
I feel like he gets
I think he
Body
might lose to
by
KJH whenever they run into each other immediately, and then to maybe
not the way
Salt.
KJX was playing at that tournament, bro.
Yeah.
Kalindi was hurting.
Salt, what do you think? Does Hungrybox do well, or does he get lost in the sauce?
At Black Empowerment, I mean, he's just gonna lose to me.
Actually, fact.
And
Mhm,
I mean, he
mhm,
had
mhm.
just lost to me like a couple
Yeah.
of days prior. Magic's his
factual.
city. I don't even know what that is. Is that just a strip club or something?
It is like one
Yeah,
of
it's
these strip clubs.
it's an Atlanta strip club.
Very big in Atlanta.
Yeah. Pulled up with the wand and Malachi and shit. It was something.
Yeah. Jack, you know about that, right?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
informed by my topic writers. Yeah, the writing
About
room
Magic
sat
City.
me down and they said, Jack, it's time for you to listen. Here's what Magic City is in Atlanta, and you're gonna bring it up. And from what I've heard, I think Hungrybox would not make it past the first night. I think Hungrybox would not. He would show up. He would be DQ to loser side, and then either Salt or KJH, whoever was hot or cold that day, would. However tired KJH is, the way that KJH beat him at CEO was as good as Cody on like any great day. KJH just has the Fox Puff plan on lockdown. Wills, what do you think? What would happen?
Juan loses to Benny. He loses to
Loses
Billy.
to Benny.
he does
All the
lose to
black
Benny.
people. Just
He loses
He loses in round 1.
He loses in round 1 in Prometheus. Round 2 to the real thing. Round 3 to Billy.
imagine losing to the real thing.
Imagine losing to John.
I know. He got so much shit.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like
from what I've heard today, like Salt beat Hungrybox because one person from Hungrybox's chat came over and said one thing. So I don't know how Hungrybox survives with like people that actually are willing to be mean to him in person. In the past, that has not been something that is usually useful for him.
we have a unique mic setup for HBox at Bemi. We have a very unique one. Like I have like the audio pipe towards him. I don't think he makes it past us.
Okay.
You get heckled down.
It's during Black History Month. We all have a power up in that month.
That's
Let's
right.
be
I
honest.
think he'd lose and then make a speech about why Black History Month is so important.
He's already been rebuffed on Black people Twitter, so it'd be crazy for it to happen on LAN. He just wouldn't know what to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if he got the post in there, then it's possible for him to sneak into LAN events that may not be technically in his wheelhouse. Let's move on to our next topic. This one, This one was generated by ChatGPT, the AI language model. This one was generated by ChatGPT-3, the AI language model. Okay. Who's to blame for the collision crap storm? The recent norovirus outbreak at the collision tournament has left the Super Smash Bros. Melee community in a stinky situation, with some pointing the finger at a certain player who may not have washed their hands after taking care of business. But is this accusation just a bunch of hot air, or is there some truth to it? Panelists, let's hear your arguments and see if we can flush out the culprit. Again, that topic was generated by ChatGPT, the AI language model. Afghans, what do you think?
I think it's all. I think it's a pandemic to make New Jersey look bad. The great state of New Jersey, you know.
The great state of New Jersey, always referred to as
always
such.
been known as the great state of New Jersey.
I've never
Yeah, I
met
think
someone from Jersey that wants to go back.
that's also true.
See, I'm just wondering.
Flambo, you were there. How did the norovirus get started? I'm hearing people are dying in the streets after having gone to this
Here's
tournament.
the thing. I don't know. I had immunity. I went. I came back. I'm big chilling. I had the chicken sandwiches every single day, and I was vibing. Nothing happened to me, so I don't think it was the food. Was it the Dirty Smashers? I mean, potentially, but like they're at every tournament, so I'm like, I don't know that specific one.
Well, if somebody had too small a slice and was trying to wipe, then that would probably be it. If you had a big mud pie and too small a slice. So, Flambo, who did you interact with that you are certain didn't have the virus? Because we can narrow this down, right? We can do a lot of detective work here.
I can give you a list.
Who did you not interact with?
I did not interact with. Who didn't I interact with? I interacted with a lot of people, bro. Geez, I'm thinking pretty hard here.
Okay, we can come back to you.
Yeah, come back to
You're an
that.
extroverted guy.
I'm
Wills,
not-
what do you think happened? How did the disease spread?
It's got to be, on average, the player that played the most sets. So, honestly, the culprit, surprisingly here, is medical doctor Lod, I think. I think Lod was up there for highest sets played.
So
That's
you
just like
and then Lod gets to Twitter the next day and starts talking shit. It's all
like,
connected.
Statistically, it might be you, doctor.
Mm-hmm. Salt, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it was probably HBox because if you watched him up on top 8, he just looked dead, and he didn't have a mask on. He had a look in his face. It just looked like he just didn't want to play.
It looked like
'cause
he
felt
had
something else.
just
And
either
he has
puked
kind of
or
a
shit
track
himself.
record. So
Yeah, this actually would not be the first biohazard HBox moment in the past like 12 months. I think it hasn't been a full year since he sort of like created that situation for SFAT and still won, by the way, which is that's my goat.
He threw up blood at the double down, if I'm not.
Yes,
Wrong.
and then
That
beat
was double
SFAT.
down.
Oh,
and then
Yeah,
DQ'd.
it's definitely him.
Afghans, what do you think? Are you putting it on all on HBox? What's your detective?
Honestly, hearing all the evidence and just the past record, you can't really put it past the man HBox, especially the way he pops off, the way that he talks. That stuff's going everywhere when he talks. So I wouldn't see it past him.
Makes sense. All right, let's move on to our final topic. Mango is taking a break from competing. Plup is doing God knows what, and Leffen says he is considering switching to box, but this time for real. By the end of 2023, who of those three players will, number one, have the most tourneys attended and played in, and number two, finish with the highest rank? So I got two questions for this one. Of Leffen, Mango, and Plup, who will have the most tourneys attended and the highest rank at the end of the year?
Mango free.
You think Mango will end up having the most tournaments attended and the highest rank?
I think so. I think Mango's gonna get the attendance award. I think he's just gonna go to the most shit. And then I feel like Mango is Mango, so like his peaks will be peak, and then his bottoms will be bottoms. You know what I mean? Like his lows will be low. It's gonna be an easy sweep. Plup is gonna say that he's gonna go to things and then not go to things, and then Leffen is gonna go to a couple things and then bitch about either A, how his control doesn't work, or two, how expensive it was. So it's like I think Mango just gets the home field advantage on that.
Yeah. Afghans, what do you think?
I think Mango's just gonna realize how much of a need he needs to be there at events. He's gonna realize it, and then he's just gonna start going to events and just doing what he always does, showing up, showing out. Because Leffen and Plup don't really feel like they have that responsibility, and we've seen it time and time again. But Mango's always kind of shown up.
Wait, hold on. How old is Mango's kid? Does anyone know?
No.
Elementary school?
Okay, because I'm like, if he got like, piano
That's the kind of
recitals or
information
bass
I don't
shit,
want to memorize.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
you might have to go be a dad for a second, but otherwise,
Yeah.
Mango.
Wills, what do you think?
It's got to be Mango. Mango's going to attend more tournaments in the second half of this year than maybe Leffen and Plup combined. Plup's probably just going to sneak in. Plup lives in Oregon, has those connecting flights, so he's not going to have most attended, and he probably just won't be highest ranked. He is not like cracking down on Cody right now like J Mook would. Mango's going to just play Falco Fox, which will always work out for him. He'll keep the rank and attendance so easily.
Yeah. Salt, you're the only one among us that have played any of these players in tournament at like a high level. What's your take? Who's going to have the most attended? Who's going to finish with the highest rank at the end of 2023?
No, I agree with everyone. Mango will be highest ranked, highest attending. But that could also just not be the case. He might not be the highest ranked. But he will definitely have the most attending. Plup, I know where he lives in Oregon, he always has like an 2-hour-long layover. So it makes him hate traveling. And then Leffen, straight up, he doesn't have, or no, he does, but it's like what, 12, 13, 14-hour flight.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not going to be going to a lot of things. So he'll be last place. Plup
Oregon
will be
and
second.
Sweden are just similarly, it's just disconnected from the rest of the world.
Yeah. So I agree with everyone.
Okay. Then we are just about at time. So I'm going to bring us to our tiebreaker. Now, for anybody that hasn't seen the show and for all of you that are new, I kind of do my tiebreakers in the style that you're still in it until you're not. This is my time to just let somebody win if I feel like you really knock it out on this one. So, folks, you may be picking up that I am terrified and excited for our new AI overlords. So for our tiebreaker, please prove to me that you are not a robot. Let's start with Wills.
Okay, let's see. That's a cup. That's a cup. That square over there doesn't have a cup in it.
Seems pretty
That doesn't have a
robotic to
cup
me.
in it.
Hey,
There's a cup right there. See, I did it.
So you passed the CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge. That is convincing. Flambo, prove to me that you're not a robot.
Well, I guess robots wouldn't be able to God, what do I got? I got a Pikachu, and I can spin it around. I could put them on my head.
I feel like my robot
Look
can do
up
that.
and touch my elbow. And
But you're just a video on my screen. I'm not seeing you do any of that, like in real life.
Seeing me do any of that. Okay.
Yeah, robot could generate that footage.
So my social security number is
Now we're talking. All right. Salt, prove to me that you're not a robot.
If I was a robot, if I poured this on my head, I would die, wouldn't I?
No,
I think
a
so.
waterproof robot.
Are you gonna pour that on your head?
I would die, wouldn't I? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm alive. My, I don't have any circuitry or anything like that. I'm just all skin and bones and muscle and fat,
All right, that would be very hard to fake. Afghans, what do you think? Prove to me that you're not a robot.
I think if you just look at my track record in Melee and you look at my sets, you could definitely tell that there's no AI going on here because I'd probably do better than O2.
but
Okay,
yeah, poorly
Damn.
programmed robot.
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, that looks pretty clear to me for pouring water on her head. Our winner is Salt. Salt is our winner. All right, so let's take a brief break. Everybody hold your horses. Don't leave this stream. Salt, you're going to stick around and commentate as we set up Wills, Afghans, and Flambo going to Fourside to compete in a free-for-all. Give us a couple minutes to transition over. All right, we are live. All right, Salt, the floor is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Congratulations.
Wait, who? Okay, Afghans is Fox. Who the hell is Skinwalker? They're just down smashing like a fiend. Lil Skinwalker. And who's playing Doc? That's a bad choice. That is a horrible choice. Oh god. This is some degenerate melee, I have to say. You know,
Have you ever
I
played on
think...
this stage?
Oh yeah, no, I like this age. I come here to practice my tech skill. See, if
Yeah.
I was Afghans, I would have started a Shine Infinite drill, laser, multi-shine, type of ordeal. I would get both of them into the corner and just do that.
Do you have anything you want to shill here? Anything to plug for the viewers at home? We got I think like 69 people in the chat, literally.
69 people? Okay,
We
69
do.
people.
We do.
When the stream is done, I'm gonna plug Bobby's stream because he's still going at it.
Uh-huh.
I think so. Pretty sure. You can go watch him. I might stream. You can follow me. I think y'all know what my Twitch is. You know my Twitter. You know. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is not optimal. This is not optimal.
What's not optimal?
See, like if I was the Dr. Mario, I would just go on top of the building and just start throwing all the drugs at these people and let them fight. You know, I'm running.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
Peach
drugs
is
versus
too scary.
yeah, drugs versus like natural remedies.
Yeah. Just do that. Just do that. Be a stage hazard. Peach can do the same thing, but I wouldn't go fight her because that's stupid down smash.
You know, I have them muted, but they can't hear you.
They can't hear me?
You're coaching live in person. Yeah.
Hey, but he did it though. He did it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look, yeah. Go to, just start throwing, there you go. Just throw the drugs. Be a stage hazard. See, and then down smash, I'm telling you, it's two broken characters against a doctor. The lot is not looking too well right now. Oh!
Oh,
and
the taunt?
Ooh, Circus Royale is feeling himself right now. Do you know who's who? Like,
No,
who's
we could
who?
unmute and ask, but I kind of. What do you want us to do?
I'm just gonna take a guess. Okay, so Afghans is clearly Afghans, right? Because Will has been smoking a bit, you know, and he's not in the right state of mind. I'm gonna say he's the Dr. Mario.
Okay.
You know. And I'm gonna say Flambo, right? Flambo.
Mm-hmm.
He's the peak. He seems like a no nonsense. I just wanna hurt people type of person right now.
I think almost certainly Will's is the Peach is my bet.
Are you sure? I don't think Flambo would pick Doc at all.
Yeah, there is that element. Little Skinwalker does sound like it could be either of them, but so I don't know. Circus
Wait,
Royale
actually, no,
feels
I
more.
have to change it. I have to change it because I think the they/thems for sure gonna pick Peach. I mean, that's a that's a common occurrence.
Yeah, I was pretty sure his will's more because of the gameplay quality and how much I know that they play melee compared to the other two. Oh, but maybe not.
And a taunt.
Oh.
Can they hear each other?
No. All right, let me unmute them.
Well,
We have to find out who won. Who won?
Me, of course. What do you mean?
Why are you capping?
Wait, so
All right, Will. Wills
Robot
is the winner of the Fourside Fight. I'm assuming that was you, Wills. Were we right?
I'm in fact Will Skinwalker.
All right, there we go. Congratulations on winning the Fourside
right.
Fight. Congratulations, Salt, on being our champion pundit for the night. Thank you all for a wonderful show. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.